we're talking about using GarageBand on the iPad. So now we're kind of switching over to this idea of using it on a mobile device. You could also use it on your phone. If you're using an iPhone, it's pretty seamless. But using it on an iPad actually allows for a little bit more surface area for control and for usability. So one of the benefits we get using GarageBand on any device is the compatibility. And what means when we use it on our iPhone or on our tablet, we can actually exchange those files through Apple iTunes on the desktop to move them back and forth and actually open these sessions up in GarageBand on our desktop. And of course, because they're compatible in GarageBand, we can build them on our iPad and then eventually move them to Logic. But there's some very specific tactile approaches that are very awesome that happen when you're actually using the iPad itself because of the touchpad capabilities. And a lot of it comes down to the playability. So strings is a very visible playability feature that's very easy, where we can allow pressure sensitives and just even strokes across the screen to actually do some of the sound. So let's take a look real quick. Just by applying pressure. The other thing is if we switch over to the notes view, we can actually bow in, again, using pressure and popping in and out of those notes coming across. Let's take a look. Things like vibrato, of course, can be added. Additionally, there's an opportunity for some additional bowing and pizzicato moves over here if we hold this button over here just underneath the strings at the top. And lastly, as we look at this on the device, we have a lot of really cool things we can plug into. We could immediately plug a guitar into it and start using an amp. We have some drum design things that we can do, but we also have these loops that are just fantastic. So let's go take a look. We're just going to build in some quick loop sets on here, and they look a lot like Ableton Live when they load. Again, the idea is that you could trigger them independently or you can trigger them as a full lane. So independently, it would look like this. Or as a full lane, it would look like this. I just tapped the 3. Now, one of the cool, great things about this is each one of these is an actual loop. So if we dive into actually what's happening with that loop, we could actually go in and edit some very specific things about what's happening with each loop. We also have an XY pad, which is fantastic. And when we go look at these tracks, we can actually record our performance directly to those tracks, just like we're recording to a DAW. And so if we really look at these loop sets, there's a lot that can be done with them. We can change them out. We can, shuffle them out for different features. But another really cool thing about that is that they wait for the bar to come through. So when they're actually playing, they're going to wait. You cue them up. They're going to wait to come in until they fall on the bar. And that's always a huge benefit. But if we look at that last piece there that we were talking about with this effects, let me go and cue off the whole section and start working the XY pad options, which are fantastic. This filter and repeater. Yep, and there's GarageBand on Apple's iPad.